All right, welcome inside Frank Goddard Stadium here. Thanks for bearing with us. Some small technical difficulties to start the match. Nonetheless, a beautiful evening for soccer as Everett FC will try and carry the Magic in their inaugural season and hopefully, or as they're hoping to end with the Bush Championship Cup. Meanwhile, Bellingham United, one of the legacy teams in the first division, now dropping down and featuring a second team in the championship division. Merrick Parnell alongside Tim Bush here. And I hear the trophy has some significance, Tim, across the way.
It does. It is. It's the second year that this division's crowned a champion. And so, yeah, it's named after somebody I know. So, anyway.
A nice guy, hopefully.
Yeah, very nice guy.
Let's hear some pressure early, Everett FC. Both teams have split, rather. In their last contest, we saw a tie between Bellingham and Everett, and Bellingham fell to Everett FC earlier. That was our last broadcast here back in June. It was a 3-2 affair and quite the match. As Bellingham almost tried to attempt and pull off a comeback. They scored 2 late match goals. Nonetheless, they did fall, but to the top table teams here, just like you would like to see in the final match of the year, and this game decides it all.
And actually, both clubs feature a lot of younger players that are most just beyond their youth playing careers. And there's no question that FC Everett has been a great, pleasant surprise for the league. They have a good team, and they put on a great show at Goddard Stadium.
Been impressed with just the professionalism, both the sides, but Everett FC, you walk in and you would think you're heading into a higher division match than we are. They do a really professional job. Even programs here, and speaking of that, they have a great program that we were handed here in the press box in El Paraiso, one of their sponsors. So thank you to them for helping sponsor things on the Everett FC, and probably my favorite Mexican place, Tim.
Yes.
Especially down on Colby, and they have the tortillas, the fresh tortillas being made. As Conlon boots it. You mentioned the youthful players, Bellingham United actually featuring 2 players that just graduated 8th grade in June, and that's
amazing.
Chase Harrison and Marcus Conlon. So the starting goalkeeper, and then Harrison over there on the far side, both players that have graduated. So you have 13, 14-year-olds, and there's a few players into their late 20s and even 30s on the pitch. And that's one of the great things about the EPLWA is the hometown soccer. You get the contrast in ages.
Well, and the other, the thing that's really impressive here is that younger players in the Everett FC club are out here to support these kids. And it's a track for them as they get older. It's a club to try to dream about approaching and trying to join down the road.
It is, like you said, a great example. And I believe youth players with their Everett FC gear got in free of charge. And we have a pretty good crowd under us here in the grandstand at historic Frank Goddard. So we'll have our first goal kick here. That's played out from the back. Very patient side is Everett FC. Ball still in midfield. And one of the other storylines, too, you have Rich Henderson, the player coach for Bellingham. He also coaches Skagit Valley College, and he's sharing the pitch with one of his collegiate players, Caleb Schultz, as well. So that's one of the other cool dynamics. You have student and teacher sharing the field together. As there's Schultz flicking the ball forward. Good defending, played out. We'll have a Bellingham throw. Early minutes of the match here. Score still 0-0. Played into the side. Here's Henderson now. He'll flip it forward. Promising rush. And good defending. Everett FC, pesky defenders. Ball just off of Guda's foot, who had quite the performance in the last match against these very Bellingham Hammers. Harrison. Bellingham will take it into the area. Looking for a cross. Ball still alive into the 18. Fired into the wall and turned away. Sent down the line and out. For now, Everett staving the danger. And as you mentioned, Tim, they may be young, but they're fearless, especially inside the 18.
Yeah, no. Clearly, Bellingham's had the better part of the last few minutes of play, but Everett's been strong in the back, very strong.
Here's Bellingham trying to play it from their own third. Kept in, walking the tightrope back to Conlon. High pressure. Santiago on the ball. He lets one fly and out of danger. Had a good look on frame.
Looks like we could use a ball boy down there. That was a
Yeah,
long run.
see one that's chased it into the blackberry bushes along the fence line. Of course, one of the favorite summer traditions of many Northwesters. Have you had your blackberry pie yet,
Not
Tim?
quite.
Have you picked enough?
My wife's picking next week, so
Yeah, I guess it's still early. August seems to be the prime blackberry month.
I've had my strawberries and raspberries already, and I'm in pretty good shape.
There you go. Yeah, of course, Snohomish County, where the match is being played, it's a famed strawberry tradition. Up the freeway, of course, Marysville, the Strawberry Festival. Here's Bellingham looking to mount an attack. Looking for something sweet themselves. Played into the 18, fired! What a save! Great defending there, and the goalkeeper managing to dive on it. Gunnar Moorhead. Quite the battle in our last match between Moorhead and Conlon. And they ended up pulling Conlon to start the second half, and they ended up putting him back in because at the time the 8th grader was out playing the veteran keeper. Here's Harrison. Ball played out. We'll get ready for a restart off the throw-in.
Yeah.
An offsides called. Thank you. Great spotters in the booth here. And they will throw it in along the far side. Here's Harrison applying pressure. Look at the officiating crew. We have Camden Crockett in the middle, Nikolai Deknut, and Noah Shirley. Also Dave Augusto, the 4th official. Cross in, Moorhead diving. Moorhead had to be sure-handed there. There is a couple of Bellingham attackers right in the crease. We don't see as many garbage goals right in front of the mouth of goal like we do in the game of hockey with chasing the rebounds, but they can still come. There's a throw in near side by Schultz. We'll try and whip it forward. Bellingham still trying to keep it persistent. Bouncing ball, Moorhead, ball's loose. And Moorhead there to save the danger. And good sporting move by the Bellingham attacker. All good. So that's John Lofstrom there. And you like the aggressive nature, Tim, of Bellingham.
Yeah, they've kept the pace. They really have. They've been very quick.
Playing up on their toes, just like that. There's another turnover. That along the far sideline. Oguda looking for a burst of speed. He gets the DRS. Oguda into the area, tries to fire, and it's played off. Good job by the Bellingham back line, turning the angle sharply. And that's out of play, a Conlon goal kick ensuing. Ball still in the middle. So far, Tim, what have you liked from this Everett side?
I think they've been very solid in defense. The goalkeeper has really managed his area well. So it's been very, They've been able to absorb the pressure. So I'm looking for a counterattack. The last time down, Everett had a pretty good run. So.
Yeah, especially when you have a player like Oguda with such speed.
Oh, flashing, yeah.
A player that can finish. So we'll have our foul in the restart here. They'll whip it in just shy of the 18. Flicked forward. Harrison gets a noggin on. And tried to clear it, but the back line with them playing so high, just over midfield is there. Try and play everything from the point. Be Bellingham with the throw. Kind of a dangerous area for the throw. Can act as a cross. And they'll just play shy of the 18. Nice defending. Winteroth in assistance. Here's Corona. Near side, Schultz applying the challenge. And sent out. Everett wanting a corner. And we'll have a line change of a substitute coming in. 3 new players for Everett FC. Meanwhile, it will be a goal kick there. Everett FC wanted a corner. And here's Conlon. Oguda at midfield. And Everett will play it back. They like to play the long pass, the stretch pass down into attacking territory. And that's out. We'll see a corner now along the far side. Everett amassing at the top of the box. Try and get a sweeping corner in. They'll get one. Loose ball through the box, and it'll be played back out of danger. Here's Moorhead. Harrison. And Oguda there for the dispossession. Doesn't hold on to it for long. Falls out over the stripe for a Bellingham throw. Foul whistle that will be in favor of Everett. Everett, of course, in the all-navy kits. Hammers in the traditional white tops, black trunks. I always thought, Tim, that Bellingham's uniform reminded me of Rosenborg in the Norwegian pro side.
I'll believe you.
The Troll Kids.
Yes, of course.
At one time, Trinity Lutheran, the college that doesn't exist anymore, but they called this grounds home and had quite the amount of both Swedes and Norwegian players on the side. So learned all about Rosenborg from some of my classmates there as well. But
it is a very classic look.
yes. As you mentioned, one of the legacy clubs in the EPLWA in the first division, making some noise here in the championship division. Of course, finding themselves in the final. Sliding challenge avoided. Could be a good look on net. Thiago plays it back. High ball into the box. Bellingham wanting offsides. Won't get it, but cleared the danger. Bellingham taking advantage of a loose possession.
A little too long.
And it is a turf that seems to play pretty quickly here, Tim. We've seen the ball kind of take off and rocket.
Yeah.
Definitely favors the home side that's played all their matches here.
Interestingly, it looks like Bellingham only has one substitute. The pace has been good, and I don't see anybody fading out there, but it might be interesting going into the second half if it gets tight or if they give up a goal. But it's been very impressive. Good pace, good clean play.
Yeah, and you mentioned the one substitute. I think the last game that we had here in June between the two sides, they had just one substitute as well. And their one sub is Savignon, that is both their backup keeper and I guess their lone sub. So utility man on the bench.
Good guy to have.
And a foul whistled against Bellingham. You'll see a lot more in the indoor game where they'll put in the sweeper keeper. A lot of times your most physical player or best defender will put the goalie top on and try and generate some offense out of the back. That's probably the only time you'll ever see a sweeper position on the field, as the game's kind of evolved past that.
Yeah.
Hard to beat for a while. Ball still loose. Bellingham has it. They look to attack. Just off the heel and poked back out. Lofstrom had a look. Another good defensive stand by Everett. Cut off Schultz. Knocked forward. And Everett content to just let it roll out.
You know, this is a really big week for EPLWA because this is the championship division, and what a great final. But Saturday we have the big one.
Absolutely, yeah.
The Premier Division with the defending champion, Yakima United, going to Washington East Surf in Spokane for the final. And it's been a really amazing year for the league. Good competition, very, very good teams. And my understanding is you'll be broadcasting that game on Saturday as well.
Yeah, looking forward. The crew and I will be out there. Of course, technical director Charlie Dunlap, who's on the camera, will make an appearance. And the match will be played at Union Stadium in Meade, and it's a beautiful facility. I can't wait to check it out myself.
Oh, that'll be amazing. Yeah,
one of the crown jewels of the Premier Division. As that's sent in, Moorhead with the sure hands. He'll whip it quickly. Wow, a throw like that, why kick it? maybe a quarterback in a previous life, getting that to midfield. And great defending at the other side by Bellingham. Kinyanjui knocked off the ball. That time Bellingham caught without numbers up pitch. And they'll settle. Bellingham still has it off the tackle. Coing. Loose ball 18. And sent up into midfield. Be a throw-in for Bellingham along the far side. And a foul will be whistled. It will be against Bellingham. Both sides coming into the match 5-2-1-1. Of course, Everett going on a 3-match winning streak to get here. Bellingham's last match was a forfeit win. And they'll be sent out. Yeah, in their last 3 matches, Tim, Everett back on June 7th defeated Franaw 5-2. And then, of course, a 3-2 win against this very united side back on the 13th. And then the 21st, a 5-3 win over Franaw. Of course, the championship match being played at Frank Goddard Memorial, named after a longtime Mariner High School coach and AD. Here's an opportunity. Set it in the net, and it's an Everett goal to open things up. It's an Everett goal to make it 1-0. And give credit to number 19. That's Carter Kelso, making it 1-0 Everett here on a championship night. After the ensuing kickoff, Bellingham now trying to play a bit of catch-up. That came in the 24th minute by Kelso. Sent back. There's a tough challenge. Everett's got to be happy with getting on the board first, especially against such an experienced side like Bellingham, Tim.
Yeah.
Played the angle beautifully, too, along the near side, opening up the whole backside. And that's sent on Moorhead sprawling. And tips it out. So he did not get a glove on it, so it'll be a goal kick nonetheless. Here's Oguda looking to carry. If he gets into open space, look out. Player with a lot of momentum.
I think he's the quickest guy on the field, without a doubt.
Quite the finisher as well. We saw him in our last broadcast here take a ball that he won at midfield and dribbled it through several defenders and then was able to cash in, had the ball on a string. Check out that highlight on our YouTube page as well as norpacsn.com. And a foul will be whistled. And it'll go against Everett FC. And as they get things restarted here, we'll talk about the Whatcom Card Show. Don't miss the card show on August 2nd. It starts at 9 a.m. Over 50 tables of sports cards, trading cards, collectibles, and more. Vendor spots are still available. Email norpacsn@gmail.com. That's the Whatcom Trading Card Show on August 2nd. I'd like to thank them for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. And also the match sponsor, El Paraiso Mexican Grill. Blasted into the wall. Player goes sprawling. It's Henderson that was on the turf briefly. Bellingham sends it up. Tough challenge. Oguda with a stiff challenge. Ooh. A whistle and a foul. Oguda will have a talk with Mr. Crockett. And a sub will come back on here. Here's Harrison re-entering. Harrison, of course, the incoming freshman at Seaholm High School in Bellingham. Into the 18. Crossed, could be danger. Tene with a head on. And offsides will be the ruling. Miles Tennant plans to walk on at Western Washington University this fall and expects to play the Santa Cruz product. Sent out. Be a Bellingham throw-in. I'd like to thank fan of the broadcast and of the EPLWA League, Jeff Evans, who's also the sports information director at Westerns. There's a yellow card shown, as Mr. Evans supplies some great factoids here. I'd like to thank him and everyone else for tuning in here as we see you pop up in the viewer section. Thanks so much for joining us on a Tuesday night. As after the yellow card from the hard challenge, we'd be a Bellingham United kick here. Lining up to take this is Liam Schumacher. Schumacher puts a foot in. Nicely played, gets to the back, and Moorhead hanging in there. So often, Tim, when you see that much traffic on any kind of a ball swung into the crease, you kind of see the keeper get a little bit nervous here, and very calm, cool, and collected by Moorhead.
Yep. He's been very, very strong in the goal.
Very sure-handed, as well as I think a lot of the shots that we've seen might have deflected off a keeper's mitts. Spend any time in goal, Tim?
No. In my limited playing career, the few times I played goal, I would always say to my teammates, I'm terrible at it. And then when I played for a little while, they told me I was terrible. And I would just simply say, I told you.
Yeah. You know? Well, you could cut down the angles game, too, and be a bit of a sweeper keeper. As a foul's whistle along the far end. See, restart off the free kick. There's one of the fire trucks from the local houses down the street. Some nights I hear, Tim, that'll be one after another, a parade of emergency vehicles, a light show along the far stretch. And then when it gets to sundown, you'll start seeing the street racing and the cars rocket around. So that's sent in, promising attack, and it's a goal! Everett FC getting it done with Sean Winteroff to make it 2-0. That goal coming in the 31st minute. And Bellingham has them a 2-0 lead in the championship match. Here's another good-looking attack. For such a club with such youth, Tim, I really admire Everett's ability to think a pass or two ahead.
And they have a lot of poise. He went up high to get that header.
To thank our expert spotter up here, Jacob Gepner, helping feed us some information. And you can see the far end. Here's a promising attack and a challenge inside the 18. And a corner kick nonetheless. Schultz shaken up. And they'll give the assist off that goal as our spotter, Mr. Gepner, gives us the official assist ruling. And it looks like it's going to be Alberto Benji getting credit for the assist on the second goal. Here's a corner near side. And taking the corner kick was number 4. Will be played out along the far end. There's Bellingham United now, a counter of their own, short-lived. Sent down near Sider's post. And it'll be a foul against Everett. Much to the dismay of the supporters sitting directly under us. Of course, the press box on the roof here at Frank Goddard, as substitutes will enter. Of course, Frank Goddard, the home of the 2010 and 11 and 2015 and 16 Mariner High School boys soccer champs. And of course, in 2022-23, Tim, Mariner Unified Soccer won a championship here after a perfect season. Of course, the Unified program's fairly new across high schools in the Northwest.
Yeah.
Of course, Mariner also the home of Gina Sangadelli, former national team forward. And Bellingham will use their substitute off the bench here, their one sub. Will enter in and a bit of an adjustment, and they'll change. Of course, Bellingham's first team in the Premier Division made the semifinals. They lost 1-0 to Yakima. And in the other semis, WE Surf defeated Skagit Athletic.
It was a very good season for Skagit Athletic to finish 4th in the regular season in their second year in the league.
Yeah, they were a team that made a coaching change early on and played like a totally different program.
I totally agree. I watched plenty of their matches, and the use of substitutions and the alignment of players was so much better.
And it looks like, too, on that last challenge, Bellingham's right back, that's Schultz, seems to be a bit shaken up. You see him looking at his hand there on the play.
Yeah.
Of course, a player with Skagit Valley College during the academic year, and it's not too long till the NWAC teams will kick off, mid-August. Everett will try and play it back, just to send it forward. They'll do so along the near side. It's 9 versus 9. Good opportunity. What a step over. Sent just over the bar. After all that, it would have been a highlight reel goal. Caddies. A ball in the string himself. If it would have gone bar down to him, I think would have heard a ton of noise.
Indeed. You know, one of the things about EPLWA in both of our divisions is to try to develop a culture where hometown players get recognition to continue to play, whether they're in college or they're a little bit older, and, you know, have the ability to play in front of the community members and family and all the rest. It really is unique, and it really kind of mirrors what goes on all over the world, because you have top flight clubs, you know, and you see that with USL too. You see that with Ballard in the city of Seattle, along with the Sounders. But it's good stuff.
I just saw that Eugene announced for USL 1. So a lot of the mid-markets as well, levels like the USL and the EPLWA, do well to put sides in this. And Everett, of course, has seen its share of different levels and clubs of semi-pro, but Everett FC seems to be really building something special. As we've seen Bellingham do, they have quite the following as well. One time they did a promotion, Tim, where Bellingham would give either partial or full season tickets to supporters that got the crest tattoo, which was pretty unique to Bellingham.
Not quite like a Buhner buzz cut, but a little more permanent.
Yes, a lot more permanent. Season ticket right on your forearm, potentially. Just like we see coffee shops in Seattle, there's a fair number of tattoo shops in Bellingham.
Along with other businesses as well.
Yes, yeah. That's played out. It'll be a throw-in for Bellingham. There's Schultz quickly. Henderson will just flick it back. High pressure ensuing. Everett's not a club to let the keeper get too comfortable in the back. Here's Post. Post along the touchline. Crossed in and a bit of a tie-up. And it's a foul against Everett. Kind of had the wrestling arm bar starting there in the 18.
Trying to get a little height.
Whatever leverage you can get.
Yeah, absolutely. An interesting story about our experience in EPLWA with not Yakima, but Spokane. Mike Policio coached the Shadow, one of the other clubs in Spokane, to the EPLWA title 3 years ago. And he's done a bunch of youth coaching, and he just got hired to coach with the Zephyr, the USL club.
Wow.
To coach a team of kids that have various disabilities. So, you know, we're all in the family. We're all in trying to see everybody have the opportunity to play the game and get the experience. It's critical. It's just really important.
One, you're quite the proponent as well, Tim, is of walking soccer. Talk about a lifelong pastime that walking soccer combines everyone of all abilities. Pretty cool, and hope to see some more of that.
Yeah, actually, it's gigantic in the UK. There's about 100,000 players,
Wow.
mostly men, that play walk soccer, and it's exactly the game, except you don't run. And the way we play the game is we use a futsal ball. A ball can't go up above 5 feet. And we play the game in a way that the goalkeeper can't come out of the box and a player can't go in to avoid injuries and whatnot. And the Snohomish County Adult League runs a walk soccer every Wednesday night. And it's very interesting. You have players various ages because without the physicality of running, it's pretty balanced. But it's a great game. So you're bored, go and look up walk football. Just Google it or whatever, and you'll be amazed. Somebody can kick a ball and walk soccer 100 miles an hour, just leaning back. It's pretty amazing.
So it's Bellingham with the throw-in. And, you know, the old saying, Tim, is golf's a good way to ruin a walk, so maybe walk soccer's a good way to enhance one.
Well, the other thing is, because Bellingham also has a group that plays, everybody wears a watch so that they can, with their Fitbit, to figure out their steps.
Of course.
Everybody wants those 10,000 steps.
And what a fun way to do so. Instead of walking the mall, you can walk towards net, as a free kick will be awarded to Everett here. Moorhead on it. Both teams trying to get their flow back. So we saw a little bit longer possessions to start the match as we head into the 43rd minute. Bellingham now on cue. And just such a swarming defense by EFC. As soon as you think Bellingham's going to make a run at net, you'll see just a swarm of blue shirts come in. It's the ensuing throw. And Moorhead's there off the head. Whip it forward. Here's Post. Post has daylight. We'll see if he can make it embodied by Schultz. And it's a battle on the near side. And they'll give a booking there to Post. He and Schultz kind of going at it. So in the book goes Post there. Looks like it might have been Warneroth getting the yellow. Seeing a couple yellows given up. Heading into the latter stages of the first half. Warneroth pushed off the ball. Will be a Bellingham throw. Been very physical along this near sideline up top.
Indeed.
Of course, Schultz, a product of the NWAC, the local community college level with Skagit. Of course, Everett home to EVCC. Nifty footwork again, sent in. And Bellingham's there to turn it away as Henderson chips it up. Knocked forward. Booted down pitch. And that will be the end of the first half of action. Everett leads 2-0. Before we step away for a quick break. Let's take a look at a few of our sponsors. One of them is Grassroots POV. Discover the passion of local soccer with Grassroots POV. Your source for stories and coverage of grassroots soccer across the nation. Dive into the game at every level. Visit grassrootspov.com or visit them on Instagram. Also, looking at Kiyama Sushi in Lake Stevens. If you're craving fresh handcrafted sushi, stop by Kiyama in Lake Stevens for top quality rolls, sashimi, and Japanese favorites in a cozy, welcoming atmosphere. Dine in or take out today and visit them at sushikiyama.com. We're going to go ahead and step away for our intermission and halftime break. We'll be right back with an exciting second half of action. Don't go anywhere. welcome back here. Just about to start the second half as Everett looks to defend their 2-0 lead. Went up quickly in the match here. Their first goal coming in the 24th minute. Their second one in the 31st, and we have not seen a goal since then. Sure, Tim, there's a few goals to be had yet.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Remember, it was 2-2 in our Super Cup final that we had, and then FC International found 3 more goals to take it 5-2.
What an amazing match, and 2 really good clubs and great spirit. And I'm looking for Bellingham to pull one back. They have the talent, clearly. And Everett has played as close to a flawless game as you can. The goalkeeping's been good. And their speed, they've broken down Bellingham a number of times.
Of course, Everett's goalkeeper Moorhead will remain in. Conlon as well for Bellingham, the young phenom. It's a foul whistled along the far side. Bellingham will send it lowly. Ball still loose, and then what a diving save!
Holy cow.
Moorhead with the robbery. And it was Savignon there with a good attempt. And I think that's what Bellingham will try and have to do, is just try and get the ball into the area and get it in any way possible. Here's a ball into the back. And it's the offsides flag pops. And they'll say no goal.
Well, the referee's consulting, so.
And they'll award the goal to Bellingham. That's going to be number 6, Justin Savignon. And Bellingham is in business.
Don't want to say I was right, but.
there is such thing as the broadcaster's jinx there, right on cue.
And interestingly, because we don't have VAR in these kinds of matches, good job by the center ref to go over and make sure he knew and consulted with the AR on the call.
Well, and that's one thing we've talked about, Tim, is the EPLWA, both divisions, they stand to also develop the officiating crews.
Without a question. Without a question.
So, and of course, Kelsey Harms does a great job in supervising the crew, and the experienced official herself that's kind of risen up through the ranks.
And she's been really helpful dealing with some of the rule changes that have come down from U.S. soccer. There's very specific rules now about referee abuse and assault, both at, it's only for amateur adults and for youth players. And both groups have different needs and all the rest. And we don't have a lot of problems, but it's about respect and
Absolutely.
keeping people in the game. No referees, no games. Serious.
Well, we've seen across really the nation and in North America a referee shortage as well. And we've seen even like some of the American high school football games getting moved. Several in Skagit Valley area traditionally played on Friday nights, but I'll see a Thursday or Saturday afternoon kickoff just because the shortage of officials becomes kind of dire. So you're right, no match without a referee. So give them some love too. You can always disagree, but do so respectfully.
The interesting thing in the state of Washington is starting this fall with the youth leagues, you'll be able to tell who the referees are that are under the age of 18.
Oh, wow.
Because they're going to have a green badge as opposed to a black badge, which is a sign of respect. I've seen it in Southern California where there's a green armband for younger referees. And I've probably done in 40 years more youth games than you can ever imagine. And you can disagree with me, but if you pick on a young person trying to do the job, you got a real problem, and it's counterproductive.
Here's Aguda. Steps over at the top of the box. Aguda lets it fly. Ball's loose. Conlon on it. And it's a goal for Everett. Off the deflection from the goalkeeper's mitts. And it's 3-1.
He just never got a hold of the ball.
And we talked about the sure-handedness, too, becomes such a factor there. And Conlon had too much action, I think, running at his crease. Good attempt, though, and it's a keeper that's played a good game position-wise.
Without a doubt.
And it's experience, too, as well, that's so valuable. And even though that's kind of a tough break, it's still really good to have some of that adversity as a club with Bellingham, because we've seen the momentum shift. We saw their goal here back in the 47th minute, and then they traded here, so we'll see how both clubs can react.
There's definitely more goals. We'll just see who gets them.
Try and sling it forward. Of course, we mentioned Bellingham a bit short-benched with just a one sub, his offsides whistle. Meanwhile, it's a full platoon of subs for Everett on the far side of the pitch. See how that comes into play. Moorhead kicks out forward. Bellingham on the ball right in front of us. This is a nice vantage point we have up here, Tim, with no posts. We're used to so many broadcast locations right in the grandstands where there's the pesky posts in the way. But
yep.
It is a climb to get up here, though. You go up 2 flights of stairs and walk on the roof, so it's not for the faint of heart sometimes. But
I've been in high school stadiums where you had to crawl over 2x4s and beams and stuff, so this was pretty easy, actually.
Well, and concrete, they're historic and charming when grandstand comes with a very crude ladder that you have to crawl straight up. Cedar Woolies, as well as with its historic charm, you kind of have to shimmy through a catwalk. Santiago there applying pressure, and Conlon doing well to secure it. Everett bench liking that footwork. Everett FC now. Harrison trying to challenge. And good piece of defending. Forces Everett to carry all the way back. Jimenez just couldn't quite get enough space. Everett has numbers. They're trying to get them all forward. Into the box they go, and off the side of the cage. Taken quickly. Oguda in pursuit, showing that closeout speed. Oguda is such an effective two-way player. We've seen his ability on the offensive end, but they're showing some quick defense. So we'll try and get the ball in. And while there's a brief stoppage in play, I'd like to shout out one of our sponsors, the Whatcom Community College Card Show. Don't miss the card show at Whatcom CC in their gym on August 2nd, starting at 9 a.m. Over 50 tables of sports cards, collectibles, and more. Vendor spots still available. Email norpacsn@gmail.com as that's sent back in. And there usually is, Tim, a fair share of soccer cards, as that was dangerous. Moorhead confidently falls on it. As that was Lofstrom there with the shot. Moorhead that will get the ball. Again, the ball boy bringing it back from that far edge of the fence into the blackberry bushes. Great facility here at Mariner High School. The football team was wrapping up practice as we began to set up. Mariner High School, of course, having their fair share of ex-NFL players or alumni coming out of here. Kvari Russell was one of the most recent, had a storied career at Notre Dame. Everett Oguda goes down. Jimenez closing out. Henderson. Tennant. And Moorhead, better safe than sorry. He'll take it himself. Here's Everett trying to work it near side. Kelso wants to fly it along the far end. Everett now has numbers in front, sliding challenge. And they'll be ushered out of bounds. It's going to be a Everett corner. The far end, sun starting to set, stadium lights coming on. Some Tuesday night lights here in South Everett. Of course, high school football less than a month away. Of course, girls soccer at the 3 and 4A levels. And Conlon dives on it to push it out. Great job playing the angles in tight on that near post. And Everett will have another chance, and they'll send it towards the back.
It's amazing when you say that the football team's practicing. It's just like spring just came. And
right.
Then it was summer. But it's how the season's go.
Yeah, this weekend, of course, Premier Championship for the EPLWA. And it's already August 2nd, the first weekend in August. It's already here, Tim. And, of course, we'll see some of the MLS playoffs and championship in the fall. Of course, NFL, too. Hockey also begins. Everett home to the Silver Tips and Bellingham home to the Bellingham Blazers. Great shot block. And offsides.
I was actually at the Silver Tips office today. Turning in my request for dates and all the rest.
Devoted fan.
I love hockey. I do.
Everett's built a great product. I saw a lot of celebration. They're coming back with their Nightmare black sweaters.
Nice.
Which are a big hit here. Fall, a great but busy time of year. Of course, the English Premier League and a lot of the other pro leagues in Europe getting started as well. It's always an optimistic time of year. Oguda lets one go, and it's over. And a substitute will come in for Bellingham here in the 57th minute. Trot on here. Looks like that's Schultz that's back. All into midfield. Everett trying to play with confidence. Harrison with a nice flick forward. Flips it. Tennant. Moorhead charges. Brave goalkeeping. And they're pointing to the spot. It's going to be a penalty kick. Moorhead aggressively playing that ball out. Ends up contacting the attacker from Bellingham.
No doubt about it.
Shoemaker on the spot for the PK. This has truly been a match, Tim, where we've seen it all, and we'll see our first PK here. And it was Tennant for Bellingham that won the penalty. Shoemaker will try and convert. We make it 3-2. Moorhead waits patiently on the line. Shoemaker puts it through! Moorhead guesses right! It's a robbery by Moorhead off the line from the PK.
As they say, that was a little cheeky, right?
We're just talking hockey here, and with the goalies, stones them cold. Here's Oguda on their side. Conlon charges. Great goalkeeping end to end. Brave goalkeeping at that by Conlon. Bellingham. Send it forward to Kelso. Everyone's on sides. Oh, the offsides flag pops at the last minute.
I know he's protesting, but that's hard to hold up on. It is really hard to hold up on because you got a full run and you go into the goal.
Line change here. 3 new players coming on. They'll pull the restart back. Bellingham wanted to take it quickly via Anderson. Bellingham United wants to go near side into the attacking third. They'll be shielded out for a goal kick. Moorhead now will play it up forward. Of course, Everett FC trying to push their win streak to 4 matches, coming in game with a 3-match winning streak. And they've had quite the performance as a inaugural club here, an expansion league club. And only up from here for the young side.
In EPLWA, we don't have an automatic promotion and relegation. However, we certainly consider, how clubs perform, their whole operational apparatus, coaching, and all the rest. So we'll be reevaluating in the off season, and we'll be ready to start again. We play May, June, and July are our season, summertime. And a lot of the Everett, some of the Everett kids are back from college and home and all the rest, and it's a great opportunity to give them that a competitive place to play.
Keep the skills sharp.
Absolutely.
And I've seen the comparison too with the EPLWA, Tim, to something of like the West Coast League or the Cape Cod Baseball League, where they serve as a place to give collegiate players an opportunity to keep their skills sharp and move up and even get some offers and recruited out of this level.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
We've seen a few players from Bellingham move on to the USL and some higher levels too, so it serves kind of as a development ground for if you're wanting to move up collegiately or even into the higher semi-pro or professional ranks. Knocked back around. Everett doing a good job of just getting it forward when they're defending. There's an attack mounting. Will it be of any danger? Everett makes sure it's not. Kelso trying to play it through, and there's Henderson sweeping in. There's the throw down the line. And a foul will be whistled. A yellow card's going to be shown here on the near side. And I'm sure the hard challenge and then just kicking the ball away to delay the restart might have been some of the reasoning here. It's Carter Kelso that will go in the book. Both teams playing with a lot of passion, and that's been evident tonight. And substitutions on here. Sent forward, Harrison giving chase. Ball still loose. Opportunity for Bellingham as it's still alive. And Everett's able to knock it out. Shoulder to shoulder, they'll say Everett ball. Henderson boots it forward. And of course, with the fall, Tim, will mark the start of the Western Indoor Soccer League season.
Yep, and we have actually in Washington one of the few affiliated both men's and women's indoor leagues in the United States. And it's great soccer. And we run up and down really I-5 from Bellingham down to Vancouver, the Vancouver Lightning. And since I don't run the league, I don't have all the details, but they'll be starting, I'm going to say, in a month and a half or so, 2 months.
Of course, Bellingham has had quite the history in the whistle, too, appearing in the championship match frequently against the Tacoma Stars reserves.
And actually, their facility.
And our spotter here, Jacob Gepner, who's also the voice of Everett FC in the whistle, said Bellingham's won 3 titles.
Yeah.
Quite the prolific program indeed. Of course, Rich Henderson pulling double duty, coach and player for the Bellingham United indoor side. And for 2 hockey guys like us, Tim, it gives us a taste of that too, while still having the beautiful game elements of soccer.
A Saturday night in the Sportsplex is something else.
Man,
for indoor soccer.
packed.
It really is.
Yeah. Of course, Snohomish, the Snohomish Sky also put out a good program. And yeah, and I love the championship matches played in the Kent Shower Center, of course, home of the Seattle Thunderbirds and the Tacoma Stars in the Massel. And that's also a great development program, as well, as many of those players do get chances up at the Major Arena Soccer League. We talked about it during a production meeting, Tim, as well, at one time, just how huge arena soccer was in the States, as there's a tie-up at midfield. Bit of a scrum. Meanwhile, near side opportunity, kick saved out. Yeah, it's getting a good shot on it that time. 24 for Bellingham. And it will be 23 here. Liam Schumacher will kick here. There's a discussion from the officials there just on the outside of the 18. All looks to be okay. Great job by our officiating crew. Ball sent in, punched out. And it will be a whistle and a foul here.
Because I've been around for a while, in the mid-'70s, there was no outdoor soccer in the United States after the original professional league folded. And everybody thought the indoor game was going to be the game that everybody, after the North American Soccer League folded. And there were lots of stars there. Preki and a lot of those guys were really specialists. Julie V down in San Diego at indoor soccer, which is really a fast game.
And I've seen clips of the original Tacoma Stars selling out the Tacoma Dome. What an atmosphere that must have been.
Oh, without a doubt. And the bigger clubs, Portland and Seattle, played indoor for a while after their North American teams folded.
I know. I loved the old Seattle Sea Dogs.
Yes.
As well, what a great name and motif. Dangerous opportunity. Moorhead diving. And Bellingham will commit the foul in tight. As that's going to be number 6, Justin Savignon. That will be shown the card there. Moorhead seems to be shaken up a bit, but will stay in the game. Again, a brave position goalkeeping. We've seen several of the pros. Remember, Peter Cech wore the famous rugby helmet because he's a player that played with reckless abandon. Kind of reminded me of ex-Mariner John Olerud that wore the helmet in the field after getting some plates.
Yeah.
Got to see Peter Cech when Chelsea played a friendly against the Sounders, and the Sounders' first summer here, that was pretty cool. They had an open practice, and the open practice drew more fans than a lot of MLS matches, regular season matches did. Pretty incredible, and of course the Sounders have enjoyed quite the fan support over the years.
And MLS is facing a couple different challenges going forward. One is a pressure to develop more of a European or international schedule, being fall, spring. And FIFA is pushing MLS also to do promotion and relegation. And my question, after having not been a world traveler but spending a bit of time in the UK, whether or not you can have comparable, if you relegate Chicago, if you'd get the same kind of a team in Tulsa, not picking on anybody's town, but I've been to Fulham in England, in London, and if you're a Fulham fan, you go whether they're in the Premier Division or in the third. You just do it. And Americans are wired a little differently. It'd be interesting to watch, though, see how it works out. Plus, United Soccer League is talking about full First Division next year, approval by the U.S. Soccer. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
There's
exciting time.
Try to cut you off, and there's a brief discussion between the referee and the FAR AR. Everything seems to be okay, but yeah, USL 2, I guess, in 2 years we'll have promotion relegation.
Yeah.
Knocked around far side in front of the Everett technical area. And there's a tackle, open field. And it'll be Everett ball. Of course, you talk about two Fulham playing. And it looks like it's going to be Caleb Schultz there with the push, a physical defender. And I do love the stories overseas. You have cities like Burnley, which is like Burlington, Washington, or Mount Vernon, hosting an EPL team after they were promoted. Conlon comes out with the save. And it was a team, you've seen teams have to immediately upgrade their infrastructure, not only at their stadium there, but also the town. See them start to upgrade the roads to see some of the match day traffic and accommodate that. There's a hard tackle far end. Shaken up in front of the bench. As the intensity is starting to level up here. You would expect nothing less in the finals. Of course, both teams playing for the Bush Cup. See it on the far side. It's a huge trophy, beautiful looking trophy on the far end. And as it was being brought in, I think it caught everyone's eye, Tim. How could it not? Just glimmering over there.
It was in the sunshine.
Well, of course, we'll have our trophy presentation. There's a whistle. And it looks like we'll have a discussion. Can't tell if there's another PK coming up here. It looks like that will be the case.
That's the third or fourth time that the forward and the goalkeeper have tangled. And it's hard for a forward to stop, and it's hard for a goalkeeper to stop sometimes too.
Here's Henderson on the ball. Rich Henderson puts his boot into it, and he sends it far side to make it 3-2. So 3-2 2 in the 74th minute. As substitutes will come back on for Everett as they try and hold their lead. It's this exact same score in our last broadcast from Frank Goddard, featuring the very same sides here. Bit of premonition, perhaps. If it's Bellingham, they want to try and reverse that result.
Yep, and it's important to note that there is no overtime in the championship match. They'll go straight to penalty kicks.
That's made everything pretty exciting this year, at least in the regular season.
Yeah, it's a deliberate decision by the league that if teams tie, in the regular season, everybody gets a point. It's very much like hockey.
Here's Everett. They'll sky it over.
One for the team that loses but goes to overtime, and 2 for the ones that wins. And it keeps people interested in the match. It really does.
One, we've seen even the point from a overtime loss become so crucial down the stretch for tiebreakers and position in the table. Knocked forward. And they'll block any kind of a crossing attempt, will Everett. Sun almost set here. I would love to see what the sunset looks like down the hill, Tim, down towards Mukilteo. Great spot this time of year, really any time of year.
Yeah. Has that kind of rosy clay-colored sky.
Just see the outline of the Cascades to our left. A picturesque position. Cross sent in and knocked over. Another corner upcoming. And we'll go from Western Washington along I-5 to Eastern Washington in Spokane. Looks like it was off the head of Harrison. Crowd in front of goal. So we see some fireworks go off to our left. Never know what you're going to see down here near Mariner High School.
True. Not just the fire trucks.
Yeah, not just the fire trucks and the street racing. We got fireworks tonight. So that's sent off the corner flag. The flag keeps the ball in. Sent over top, Moorhead there to reel it in. It's just a matter of time before we see young Mr. Harrison on the scoreline because he's been in the right place at the right time. But Moorhead having a great night in goal, allowing just the 1 goal plus the PK, the 1 even strength goal. So there's another foul. They'll try and get everyone up here in the 78th minute. Conlin will try and put his foot to use. It's a great weapon when you can have a keeper that can put some distance on a boot. Now Everett will try and counter. Playing the ball far side, they'll keep it in. Everett still in possession. Still on the ball. Aguda makes the turn. Try and maintain possession in the 18. That falls out for a corner. Looks like we have an outdoor movie going on in the parking lot across the pitch too. So yeah, if you're looking for something to do, maybe after the match, go check out the nice apartments and the outdoor movie.
It's a beautiful night to be
out. No shortage of entertainment. Yeah, absolutely. Make a night of it. That falls out. Another player shaken up. As it looks like it's Martinez. And they'll play it out and attend to him. So in the 79th minute, they'll motion for a sub here. They'll usher him out. Injured man looks like Julio Martinez. It's Ryan Gamache comes out to have a discussion and check on his player. Coach Gamache, of course, coaching down at Everett High up on Colby. Lincoln Field, a pretty cool setting right in the inner city of Everett. It's kind of like the Rucker Park of soccer right downtown. In your travels to New York, have you ever gone to check out Rucker Park, the home of street ball?
No, I have not.
Pretty cool.
I'll have to do that.
Yeah, maybe you can get a run going.
There you go.
Yeah, of course, the birthplace of street ball. And street soccer, of course, pretty popular in Europe. There's been glimpses of it in the U.S. Of course, Pasco put a lot of time and money into developing a street soccer facility in downtown Pasco and Tri-Cities. Cool to see some more sprout up. Here's Harrison. Shoemaker. There's an opportunity out through the crease. Wow, the ball untouched going right through the mouth of goal. All it takes is just a one spike off the boot to put that through. And on the shot that time, it looked like it was Miles Tennant, Santa Cruz product. And it will be a foul against Bellingham. United players shaken up. Of course, we'll have our Bush Cup trophy presentation. You can see that on our YouTube channel after the match. Also, norpacsn.com. So it's a Bellingham United player shaken up on the far end. Looks like they're working on a cramp and tending to that United player. And it's Everett off the free kick. Gouda will try and settle. Conlin chasing and able to reel it in. Here's United played out, and it'll be an Everett FC throw. All right, as Tim Bush goes down to get ready for the trophy presentation, we'll have Jacob Gepner come on color. Jacob, you've done a great job spotting, but what have you liked and what have you seen in the match so far?
Well, you know, you can't deny that Bellingham stayed in this one. I mean, if that penalty hadn't been saved by the goalkeeper early, this is a level game and we would be going straight to pens in only about 5 minutes here. I mean, the fight from only having one substitute and still hanging in every single play, every single second, every single slide of this game really shows just how hard Bellingham wants this win.
Yeah, absolutely. Great observations there. And you got to love the Bellingham side because you see everyone from the oldest player to both the youngest players in Conlon and Harrison, all of them contributing equally.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's an 8th grade goalkeeper, and he's having himself a phenomenal night. This is a final. A 3-2 scoreline in a final for any keeper is a good performance there, let alone being only going into your freshman year here, barely 14. It's a phenomenal start to this young man's career here, and he got a good future, I think, with this Bellingham team going forward.
So that's sent out over the line. Meanwhile, the boys in blue, Everett, they've been in control, or at least appeared to be in control, but really they've made the plays when they've needed to the most, whether it's the save off the line for PK or getting things started with the quick 2 goals in the first half.
Absolutely, especially with the taking chances anywhere they see. We saw that 30-yarder go sent just outside the box there, and goalkeeper just misplayed it. It's the only reason that we're ahead right now. They've had lots of great chances, but they're willing to take a chance anytime they feel they have an opportunity here.
And like you said, what we've been treated to such a great championship match here. 2 of the most prolific markets, of course, the legacy team in Bellingham, and then the upstart Everett FC as well. And I think Everett FC, could be the next kind of legacy team that builds really a culture and a program.
Well, absolutely here. I mean, we've got several teams out here in Everett, whether it be the Everett Jets and the UPSL, or if it's the indoor side of Everett City FC. None of them have a youth program, and that's what's really going to lead this Everett FC team forward, is that they have the youth program, they have the foundations to continue to grow past this point as well.
And you talk about youth program. We'll see up in Bellingham, the WFC Rangers, as here's an opportunity for Bellingham, kick save Moorhead, and he smothers a chance again.
Well, what a performance we've seen from this Everett goalkeeper tonight. I mean, he's got the big penalty save. Even if he did cause that one himself, he was able to stand up and fix his mistake there, and he's had phenomenal performances, whether it's throwing the ball or being able to send it downfield, and when he's been asked to stop short passes here, I mean, he's really been what's kept this a 3-2 scoreline here.
Absolutely incredible performance, and hopefully we'll get a chance to catch up with Gunnar Moorhead post-match here.
One of the things you did mention earlier about the more indoor street-style soccer popping up. Not only do we have great couple groups around here, you were mentioning Pasco just made a new one. Well, over in Gig Harbor, Tacoma's owner, the Tacoma Stars owner, as well as the FC Ollie side, have both just built a brand new facility out in Gig Harbor. So we do see more growth even on our side of the field as well.
It's fantastic. There's some physical defending. We'll see what the ruling is. It will be a corner. The 87th minute, nearly 88th minute. Corner upcoming.
Well, Everett might have this corner here, but they're smartly keeping 3 defenders back here. They know that as soon as this ball is taken, if they don't whip it in onto net, it's going the opposite side, and they're prepared for that counter here.
There's an opportunity, steered away.
There it is.
Bellingham's going to counter. Right on cue, Jacob. It's like you know something about the game. Great job.
Smartly kicked out there for the throw-in.
It is a great perspective to us kind of be on top of the action. You can really see the plays develop. So used to watching games at parks or maybe in a top of the hill like we were for Super Cup. So it's a real treat to be up this high. There's an opportunity just sent over the post. Bellingham pleading for a call. They wanted a high kick or a handball. I can't tell. We've seen both gestures. We'll see a discussion here.
Looks like referee's firm on his decision here.
And the subs will be beckoned on the field.
Looks like Bellingham is going to win a corner, and contact was made with an Everett FC player.
Great call there, Jacob. Near side will be the corner taken by Bellingham.
Well, that one had the pace there, and if you're Bellingham, that's unfortunate. It went right to your man. He just wasn't able to get the head turn on it in time, and that one's going to go out wide for a goal kick there.
It'll be Gunnar Moorhead. No hurry to put this one into play as we're approaching the 90th minute, 89:57. See how much time is added. We've seen our fair share of stoppages. Here's Oguda.
Excellent move to win that one back with the feet and looking for the man there.
Played out, corner.
That's just the experience there of Richard Henderson there. I mean, he normally plays forward as a center fielder or a striker, but taking the experience that he has, he's put it on the back line, helping coach from the back with this team here tonight. And I think that's one of the things that help keep this game close here.
We have the field vision. Of course, Henderson playing ageless out there against some of the youngsters. There's a whistle, and offsides will be the call. Coleman will scoop it forward. Knocked forward. Everett will win that again. They're so good at midfield.
Well, it's a race here. Who's going to be able to get it? Richard, he's got three guys behind him. He can't play the man. Whipped in on net.
And there's a goal for Everett. What a cross. They'll send that right in the mouth of goal.
What a strike from number 18 of this Everett side.
It's Mike Green. You read it all the way, Jacob, and it's now 4-2 Everett in the 91st.
Well, unless you're adding 10 minutes on that clock, I think that might just be the dagger right here for this Bellingham United side. They've stuck in time and time again. They've had opportunities, but Everett clearly wanting this more in their inaugural season.
Mike Green, of course, coming in off the bench and finds himself on the score line, joining three other goal scorers.
Not more than two defenders back. Bellingham just sent everyone forward. This is desperation time for him here.
It's only a matter of time before you start seeing the goalie start to creep forward and taking a few steps hesitantly. It's always a fine mix of being out too far. Moorhead able to grab.
Nice drop ball punt there by the keeper, just trying to send this as far down. If he's going to make Bellingham do anything, it's going to be run, that's for sure. And this Everett back line, they've got 4 or 5 back there now, and they're just parking the bus. They have no reason to give up this lead right now, and they're showing it. One man making a run down the far side wing here. Couple opportunities here, but a misplayed ball by this Bellingham side, and they look tired to have to pick up that ball for a throw in here.
They'll go all the way back to that perimeter fence around the track, a full track here at Mariner High School. And they'll throw it into the keeper. Trying to generate some offense from the back. And that's the end of the match. Everett FC holds on to win 4-2 over Bellingham United. They are the 2025 Bush Cup champions. Congratulations to both sides, and thanks so much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Again, I'd like to recognize our sponsors, the Whatcom CC Card Show on August 2nd, also the NORPAC Sports Network. See more at norpacsn.com, and Grassroots POV. Check them out on Instagram at Grassroots POV for hometown soccer action. And of course, Kimya Sushi in Lake Stevens. And the mat sponsor for Everett FC, El Paraiso Mexican Grill. Some of the best Mexican food you can find anywhere. For technical director Charlie Dunlap, spotter and analyst Jacob Gebner, and Tim Bush, I'm Merrick Parnell saying good night from Frank Goddard. We'll bring you the trophy presentation and some post-game interviews, and those can be found on norpacsn.com and our YouTube channel. And we'll say goodbye for now.